Hi, so this is the third installment of I'm trying to talk about what you do in an emergency, and this one is to call 911. Usually you want to call 911 if there is obviously a medical emergency, and this is the way to report it. For reporting in a medical emergency, the first step is to stay calm. If you aren't, it'll probably be harder to get medical attention. You want to be able to provide information of your emergency, such as what the problem is and how urgent it is, so they get to know who to send depending on if it is the fire department or an ambulance. Fire department is usually fires, or specifically if there is a issue with not necessarily fires, but other combustibles that may be in the area. And an ambulance would be for a physical injury or obviously something that could be ingested. After this, you'll want to provide an address, an area, or even a description of where you're at and what town you're in or closest to, so that they can correctly get an ambulance to your area and as promptly as they can. If there is a medical emergency that is someone else, make sure you take the steps to take care of them first, or you have somebody else call 911 if you are completely certified for it. If this is to the Poison Control Center, you'll want to tell them what the substance ingested or touched was, and they will give you the proper steps and insight in dealing with it before sending an ambulance. For the Poison Control Center, if you do contact them, the first thing that they will tell you or ask you is what it is, But after you have significantly said all of the things that you needed to about what poison or toxin that you ingested or touched, you will have to either regurgitate it, or you will need to ingest charcoal so that you can absorb it, specifically acids, so that then if at that point you do need to regurgitate it, it won't burn. And that is one of the points of it. For touching, you'll probably want to wash it under warm, cold water, depending on what is happening with that specific chemical or poison that you have touched. Otherwise, you will probably have specific instances where they don't know what to do, and they will probably send an ambulance or something like that, especially if it's a mixture or something that isn't often talked about. Generally, that's with instances where it shouldn't be happening anyways, but hopefully there isn't an instance where that happens. Otherwise, that is all that should be happening with calling 911 and reporting an emergency, and that should be all. Thanks.